This is just a quick reminder that the fear of being seen as average is not about your talent, it's not about your identity, it's about what you think will happen to you socially if you're not exceptional. Because average doesn't get the spotlight, it doesn't trend, it doesn't get introduced with a list of adjectives, and in a culture that constantly asks, what makes you different? Average can feel like you don't have an answer. But here's what it really is happening. From a young age, many people were praised for being ahead. The smart one, the pretty one, the gifted one, the mature one, the athletic one. And when your value gets attached to being above the baseline, average starts feeling like a demotion, not a neutral, but a loss. So when adulthood levels the playing field, it's destabilizing. You realize you're not the only smart person in the room. You're not the only attractive one, not the only ambitious one. And instead of interpreting that as normal distribution, the ego interprets that as threat. Because if you're not exceptional, how do you secure love, status, opportunity, or attention? Here's the distortion. Most systems amplify outliers. Social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok don't reward the median experience. They reward extremes, the most dramatic glow up, the most luxurious lifestyle, the most disciplined routine, the most controversial take. So your brain starts comparing your ordinary Tuesday to someone else's curated peak moment. And average starts to feel like a failure. But average is simply where most human life actually happens. Most relationships are average in their structure. Most careers are steady, not spectacular. Most bodies are normal. Most intelligent clusters around the middle. And that's not a tragedy. That's just a statistical reality. The fear comes from conflating common with unimportant. Those are not the same thing. What actually makes being average feel terrifying is the idea of being replaceable. If you're average at work, someone else can do it. If you're average in looks, someone else might be chosen over you. If you're average socially, you might not be remembered. And you know what? That's okay. So people try to create artificial differentiation. They attach themselves to elite labels. They over-identify with productivity. They chase hyper-optimization. They build personas instead of character. Not because they're shallow, but because they're scared. And that's understandable. But here's the paradox. People who are the least afraid of being average often end up the most grounded and, ironically, the most distinctive. They're not scanning every interaction for status cues. They're not performing uniqueness. They're refining confidence. They're re-deepening relationships. They're building skills that would compound quietly. They understand something stabilizing. Worth is not a ranking system. Being exceptional in one area does not make you more human. Being average in many areas doesn't make you less human. So when you detach your identity from constant comparison, average stops feeling like erasure. It starts feeling like a baseline, a place to grow from, not a label to escape. So if being seen as average feels terrifying, examine the belief underneath it. Do you think that love is conditional on superiority? Do you think that respect only comes with dominance? Do you think that meaning requires applause? Because if that's the equation, you'll spend your life sprinting. But if you understand that significance can exist without spectacle, average loses its threat. And when average loses its threat, you stop performing for survival. You start building for substance. And that's where the real confidence begins.